I could visit him yesterday, and then I thought, oh no, he'll just...
No.
Well, I'll give you an example. I'm going away tomorrow, and he said during the conversation, these are some of the things that he said. Oh, you'll find a lot of those motels now because of COVID. There's a lot of people, long-term stayers, and druggies and people on alcohol and on the benefit and da-da-da. And I thought, it's just like him to, and then he said, oh, I know we got onto cars. Oh, my car's got the best star rating. And I said, well, mine is not a good one either. He said, oh, it'll be even worse now because the rating schedule is so much better. Do you know, it's all very...
Negative.
It might be true. There's always some truth in it. But I come away feeling, I'm feeling like you can only see the glass half empty. Never, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. And I thought, here I am about to go, and someone else might say, oh, have a lovely time, it's going to be good weather, and, but no, not him. He's very black and white to the nth degree,
But don't worry about him.
I just, yeah. Well, where did you get that overall from, Campbell? Was it a freebie?
No, it
Cost
was
$40.
At Bunnings.
Bunnings,
How come you bought a white one?
because that's all they had. They didn't have anything
Is
else.
it quite comfortable?
Yep.
Did you ever wear braces growing up?
No, don't think so.
I tell you, I burnt my back. I've sunburnt my back. The gap between my trousers and my top, a strip.
Was that when you were digging out the...
Yeah.
Did you finally get it out?
No. I'm no way. I was headed. I couldn't do it.
Give Cam a try.
No. I've got someone coming. That's right. I'll get someone to dig it out for me. There's a pipe there. My drainage pipe is just there.
Oh, that's
I've got to be a
tricky.
bit careful, yeah. My cat, she keeps scratching her scabs and then goes like this, and there's all this little...
What with your cat and Gordon? Isn't your friend
Oh,
Gordon?
Roger.
Roger, that's right.
Well, some people have these wonderful holidays, they go away. Do people have wonderful holidays?
Well, I did, going to Christchurch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had someone to be with you, though, didn't you?
Yes.
That's the thing, if you're on your own, it's not the same.
Are you going on your own?
Tomorrow? No, my sister and her husband.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, 2 weeks on my own is not...
No. Are you going to be away 2 weeks?
No, till late Thursday. But they're going away too. Gordon and Janine.
Are they? I didn't know.
She said, Gordon said, I'll tell Muriel, because he will wheel my bin out on Wednesday night. Oh, he'll probably wheel it in again because it'll
I can easily.
They pick them up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Our
Yes.
bin. Yeah, so he'll probably wheel it back. If you see my bin floating on
What
the roadside.
day is he going?
7th. They're going the 7th. No, they're going on Thursday to the Monday.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the papers, but I haven't seen anything about that. They'll want the Mondays, obviously, but they might not want Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, I'll be glad to read them because our library is closing for a month
Is it?
to refurbish that place. It looks grotty, doesn't it?
I was going to say, I've had a family friend die a couple of days ago. It's quite sad, eh? My mother was very close to her, and
Yes.
yeah, she lives in Miramar, but because I'm booked to go away, I'm not going to be able to go to the funeral.
No.
Anyway. But yeah, they were very... I mean, she's got 16 grandchildren, so there'll be enough at the
Yes,
funeral.
she's telling me.
There'll be a big celebration. I mean, it was more about my parents, I think.
Yes.
But it was still, her name was Margaret Woods, and she was... My mother had a lot to do with the Catholic Women's League. Yeah.
When did she die?
Thursday morning.
Has there been in the paper?
Last night, I don't get the paper, but I looked online
Yes.
and it was in there. There's a thing you can do online now, eh? You could put in a book. Have you seen that, Kendall?
No.
When you go to the white pages in the Dominion Post, we didn't do that for my parents, but a lot of people now, there's a tributes book you
Yes.
can write in there. So I thought while I'm on holiday with my sister, we might write something together
Yes.
on the tributes book.
Do you have to pay for it?
No,
No.
it's just available for the family. I don't know if the family, they pay for the ad to go in, don't they? You have to
Yeah.
pay for that.
There's often a Facebook page, isn't there?
No, it's nothing to do with Facebook.
And I told you that my colleague died this week. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Someone
Not-
from work.
Yeah, Ward 5. She's more a close colleague of a friend. I've worked with her, but probably only one hand this many times.
And she's not old.
No, she's
No.
not. She
Did
died
she
of
get cancer?
Yeah, her father had it, and it was bowel cancer. But I don't know what age he died, but she would have been not 50, I don't think.
Oh, is that dreadful?
Yeah, teenage, older children. And she had to give a little page, and because she wanted to do the alternative, go to Mexico,
Oh,
do all is it the Bridge of Hope Hospital in Mexico?
I don't know.
They're leading in cancer research.
So did she not take the chemo, whatever?
I don't know. She may have had that as well. But the other thing I don't know is that they said, and I was talking to someone about it, they said that she asked for a colonoscopy and was declined. And as someone pointed out to me, you put a bar here, and if people with these symptoms get a colonoscopy and people that don't, and so when
That's ridiculous.
well, no, that you do. You kind of someone explaining it to me. So I suppose there's always people who have it that don't need it, and people who need it and don't have it. That's
Yeah.
what you get when you put a threshold of what symptoms. Do you know? But,
Yeah.
But
You know, my grandson's wife, my step-grandson,
yes, yeah.
she was in hospital before Christmas because they thought she had some clots in her lungs.
This is the one that had the kidney out.
Yeah, it turned out it's cancer, not clots, in her lungs.
So she's got secondary cancer.
I guess it is.
Oh,
That's not good, is it?
no.
And lung cancer. Who is this?
Jason's wife, Amanda.
Oh, Jason Withell.
Yeah, he's the eldest grandchild.
Oh,
When
that's
John
not
di-
very good.
When John
Is that-
died, he was the only grandchild.
Because they're only young.
That'll be secondaries.
Yes.
She'll die young. I can't imagine. Well, they'll aggressively treat her.
Well, they're supposed to be giving her chemo, but in the last thing she said that they were behind, that she couldn't have it.
Why couldn't she have it?
Well, because they didn't have it on hand or something.
COVID might have stopped some of the drugs coming.
Yes.
Well, that's a bit suckfold, isn't it?
Just
Would you say
funding.
suckfold?
Suckfold.
She said the other day, I said, are you starting chemo? No, not for a few weeks. I said, is that because you still need to put on weight? She said, just funding delays.
Funding delays. That's not drug delays, is it? Yeah, some chemo drugs aren't even funded, I've heard recently.
Oh,
Yeah, some drugs and chemo. Someone was telling me that they had to pay for their drugs. So not all chemo drugs are funded. I thought it would have been a given that they'd fund all drugs for cancer.
yes.
But no,
I
there's,
better find out
there's
if that's anything to do with it.
publicity about that one about breast cancer. There's been a lot of
Yes.
publicity of it. I suppose there must be other types of cancers.
Yes.
Oh, that's sad. That's very sad.
She's 37.
Oh no. Oh, I say this. There's only one good thing about cancer is the support that you get. It's the only good thing.
Yeah.
Only thing. Yeah. You get, and that's because people don't don't tend to live as long, you know, you get very good support. Like Muriel, sounds like Muriel said it was very sobering seeing her Gordon's brother, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
but that's not cancer.
No, but it's very hard, you know. And I look at,
But he's about 87 or 88.
is he, yeah, but he's got Parkinson's, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah.
You don't expect to live forever.
No. Judy looks lost, hey?
Judy who?
At church?
Macmillan?
No.
Oh, yes. Yes, she does. Yes.
She's just,
Well, I think everybody who was in care went back mentally during COVID because there was so little activities or anything,
you can't have a conversation with her anymore now.
can't you?
Judy, not really.
No.
I tried. She knits peggy squares. That's what she does a lot of her time. She told me that.
Somebody told me some time ago that she was very caring to other people in the place.
I think her personality, probably you'd see that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like my mother. I couldn't get anything out of her in the end. It had to be all from me.
Yes.
It's a bit like, you know, you'd visit with a rose that you'd picked from the garden, or you'd visit with a photo and, you know,
Yeah.
show them something and trigger
Yes.
memories that way. But yeah.
I don't see any change in Ron. No,
Ron.
he's 87.
Who?
My friend
Oh, your
Ron
friend,
from Christchurch. He's still, you know, fully with it. And,
Which is great. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's sad about your.
Granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, that is sad. Very sad. And as I guess in a big family, there's always someone that, you know, you just think you're going to live forever, but we don't. You know, I've seen not so much cancer in my ward, but people's lives changed from a hemorrhage or a, you know,
Bad stroke.
yeah, even the other day we had well, you know how people get those arteriovenous malformations?
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, they're born with them.
Oh.
And we had this woman
And
in
is that the cause of
a bleed. Yeah, they're weakened. They're like a malformation of the blood vessel in the brain, and it ruptures. You know,
It might be what my daughter had.
well, they can get a subarachnoid hemorrhage with it, and they can die. Just
Well, she did.
yeah, they can just die suddenly.
Oh, she had went into the theatre to have.
Okay. Well, some can drop dead.
Yeah, and she didn't come after the surgery. She didn't come.
Well, this girl was a teenager, about 17. I can't say a lot, but presented to hospital more than once. Headache, drowsiness. Her parents had noticed it, you know, and they kept at it. They took her back. She was discharged home from ED, or she was sent home from ED, you know, and then they found her one time she'd vomited up the wall, you know, she'd been sick while she was sleeping or drowsy, you know.
And then she died suddenly.
No, she didn't die. They had surgery, life-saving surgery. They repaired her aneurysm.
Oh.
And no, she went home. She didn't stay with us long. Not long at all. They never do.
Oh, well, Georgie had something like that, didn't she?
Yeah, she had some. It wasn't a subarachnoid though. It was some brain, wasn't it? Or maybe it was. Yeah, it was a bleed, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Affected her vision.
But I don't think they cut into her skull.
Oh, they didn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she was blind for about a day, wasn't
Oh
she?
no.
Longer.
Longer.
Several
than that.
weeks.
Yeah, she was.
Well,
Ah.
she came home before Christmas blind,
Yeah.
and then she had one operated in January, and then another bit later.
And she got a sight back.
She did, full sight.
Oh, that was good.
Do you go to Binnin?
No, that it's like that. So because I didn't know about it, I'll go.
I used to go and get.
I mean, it's only just new.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Where is
Yeah.
It's by
Prescott.
Preston.
Preston. Yeah,
Pack and Save.
yeah. My son Andy's dating somebody,
Oh, is he?
but she's not a Christian.
She's got a daughter.
Is she?
She's what?
She's got a daughter.
Yeah,
How old?
8. But I was telling Andy, after he picked me up from the airport, and I was telling him of my experience with Ron, that I'm glad I didn't marry him, because I think it would have been much more difficult to keep on the Christian journey in any meaningful way, because you're pulled in both ways. And he himself said one reason that he broke it off was because he thought his cynicism would undermine my faith. He saw that,
Oh,
yeah. So,
it's interesting, isn't it? Campbell will probably balk at this, but I remember an analogy given at a sermon when I was very young, and and it's not that I put Christians on a pedestal, but they put the Christian on the table and the non-Christian on the ground, and they said that it's harder to, basically the example is, it's easier for the person on the ground to pull the person off the table
yes,
than it is for you on the table to pull
Yes.
the person up off the ground.
yes,
And I mean that you
But,
can, you
I
don't
mean-
say anything, don't just
Scripture says that, supposedly Scripture is wisdom, and that, that you're unevenly yoked,
yes.
and that it's going to be a problem.
well it's changing, this is changing it a bit, but there's no doubt that mixed marriages have issues, don't they? I mean,
You
and
What
mean
c-
that's,
what
we're not
kind of
talking about
mixed?
religion now, we're talking about different culture, yeah.
Mm.
You know,
But-
like
Sometimes they do seem to work. Like, I'm not really sure the details, but supposedly some, like Protestants and Catholics, can work
Yeah,
together, and
but I think when you talk about mixed marriages, I've heard that if they're westernised and they don't have that, because there was a guy in our church, wasn't there, married a Filipino, and
Yeah.
it came to grief
Yeah.
because he was sending all his money to the family.
Yes, that's what.
oh yeah, that's very common.
Yeah, that's
But
common.
isn't it that's specifically about money and finance, and that the money thing, like culture can be quite broad,
Yeah.
but it seems to be, in my experience, and I don't know whether you'd agree, that the money issue can be one of the major things.
Oh yes, absolutely. When David, my first husband, married Mary, who was Samoan, he was furious when he found that she was supporting her mother, who was a widow lady. And I mean, the first year of marriage, it wasn't an issue because she was still working. Then she had a baby, and wow, it was a big issue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But even after we came back from Papua New Guinea, and he was very unhappy because he didn't want to come back, money became a huge issue because he would give me, he was earning and I wasn't, he would give me $17 a week, and that had to last, you know.
So that's a
God,
little
you
bit about
couldn't live
his-
on $17 a week now. That must have been
No.
way back in the 70s.
Yeah,
Interesting.
My had
It
times
wasn't enough then.
changed.
And it was, I remember my mother having similar,
yes,
for a while she wasn't working. And one reason she went to work was the pressure from my father.
yes. Yeah. Well, David didn't know that my mother was helping quite a lot. She would buy this or that. And one time she gave me a leg of lamb or mutton or something, and he said, "How can you afford this?" And I said, "Oh, my mother bought it." well, I'm not eating it then. And it went into the bucket. I used to have a bucket for compost. His whole meal went into the bucket and he marched out. And
Oh, gee.
after he'd gone, I carefully picked out the meat part and chopped it up and gave it to him next day in his lunch.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Dear.
Oh, you've got your light on,
I have to. All the better to
your
see you.
torch.
All the better to see you with Campbell. Right, I'll go home and I'll. So you want to go for a swim? Oh, I'm in two minds, but I'll have to. It'll be refreshing.
Well, we might as well do it. Let's do it and get it over with.
What'd you say?
Let's do it and get it over with. There's no enjoyment in that, is there? It's just quite hard, eh? It's quite.
You kind of have to force yourself, really, don't
But
you?
you do have to force yourself to do anything as you get older, don't you? Sometimes exercise, you have to force yourself. I need a shower today, so it's a good idea.
Oh, well, he had a shower.
Have you?
Mm.
Oh, I'll have to have another one.
Oh, well, not really. I don't really mind.
So,
I think if you've got long hair, it would be, more, well, for want of a better word, agonising, having the
salt in your hair.
salt in your hair. I do remember one time, but it may have been I'd been for a swim and I hadn't had a shower, and then it was the next day, and compounded. Oh, because it does, stick there, doesn't it?
Hello?
Okay, well, it's 10 to 2, so I have to go home and get changed.
Well, I'll get changed too.
And lock up the house,
How long is it going to take you?
Oh, 10 minutes?
Okay. Are you going to come back?
I'll come over, shall I?
Okay, yeah.
I'll be changed and ready. I think, oh gosh, I do want to sort of go. I'm a bit stiff and sore. So I didn't do anything yesterday because I was sore after gardening. It's
What?
very sore.
You're not going to damage yourself, are you?
No, just get carried out on a bit.
You're going to drown. Get attacked by sharks.
Oh, so you want a copy?